Three common traits that I have seen in people who manifest their specific person. Hey guys, hope you're well. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about three common traits that I have seen in my experiences with clients, in my experiences with my own life, and through people that I see, the people that I talk to with my followers, with my subscribers. Because I have many conversations with people and I get many success stories. Even on my Instagram, I have 12 success story highlights. They're almost about to be 13. I just am yet to update my recent highlights, but I have a lot of exposure to a lot of success stories from people. So I want to discuss three common traits that I have seen in people who end up manifesting their specific person. Now, this video will be slightly informative and slightly deeper because I will be referring to a few things that might trigger some of you. So I'm just telling this to you in advance that this is going to be focused towards me being super honest and the self-concept part of the equation. I'm not going to be repeating the same things like they have affirmed this many times, that they have worked on their self-concept, that they have done these things. I'm going to be talking about real things that these people have went into. So let's get into it directly and let's just start this video. So the first common trait that people who have manifested their specific people have is that they have a burning desire to change. Now let's understand a few things. So I will explain it to you with the help of an example. So people change because of one of two reasons that I have seen. One, they are so motivated to receive something. That is what brings up a very good change and a very innate change in them. Or the second reason why people change is because their life is not going where they wanted it to be and it is getting worse by the day. So every second it gets worse to a level that they just cannot take it. And now they don't have any other option but to change. So they get into this position in their minds and in their lives where there is no literally other option but to change. More often than not, it's the second one that people go through, which ends up making them change. This is also called the regional beta paradox. Now, what does this mean? This means a lot of times our lives would be way better if our circumstances would be worse. I will give you an example. Many of you who are watching this video might want to quit their job, or they might be in an unhealthy relationship that they want to get out of. Now, let's say the job that you are in is bad, but it's not very bad. So it's going, but it's not going very bad. It's okay. Your boss is sometimes treating you wrong. It's not something that is very toxic, right? Because it is not as bad, it is making you stick to it. When you truly want to leave, but it is making you stick to it. In fact, in your life, you would be better off if your circumstances were worse. So if your boss was treating you very bad, you would have a bigger chance of leaving. Because that circumstance being very bad will actually act as a motivation to you, because you will use that as a motivation to gather courage to finally do the thing that you need to do, which is to leave. Right? So more often than not, what I have seen when it comes to manifesting a specific person and people who get successful in it are people who are or have gone through very bad circumstances. And this is not something I'm telling you that you need to go through. This is something that I have seen as a common theme. A big reason being because once they have experienced those bad circumstances, they tell themselves that, you know what, I never want to be in this position again. Now, their burning desire to change is not to get this SP or to get this person. Their burning desire instead is that I never want to be in that position again. I never want to be a victim in relationships again, because they know how it feels. They know that it doesn't feel good. And because of this, they have this need inside of them to change. Now, I got this question asked through one of my followers a while back because I made a similar post where they asked me that, you say that we shouldn't be in the state of need, right? So why would this need help us? Because when you have a need to change, that need is specifically towards a better life, that you are wanting to change yourself. That need is not towards a person or money or something specific. So you are not actually getting needy for that. You are just actually having motivation to change, which is very important. What I would recommend to you is that first, if you want to create a burning desire, make that for yourself. Make that for you. I want to have a burning desire to have a change in me. not to get a person. That's only going to make me more desperate. And the second thing, you don't have to wait for your circumstances to get bad for you to actually start to have this desire. You can also use the positive reinforcement that, you know what, if I do change, this is how my life would look like. And you can also go through that direction. So don't wait for circumstances to get worse to finally take the action that you need to take, or to finally provide yourself the commitment that you need from yourself. This is the first thing that people have in common who end up manifesting their specific person. The second reason why, and the second big trait that people have who end up manifesting their specific person is that they are not trying to escape anything. Now, this will be a slightly triggering point, but let's get into it. I have talked about it in one of my videos before. The video's name was that no, you will not always manifest your specific person. I will link it down below, where I talk about how a lot of people have different reasons why they get into this journey of manifestation, and a lot of times working on themselves is something that helps them dissolve that desire because they start to evolve from it. It's not something that they end up wanting anymore because they have worked on themselves enough so that they get into this position where the thing, if it was coming out of unhealthy attachment, childhood trauma, childhood wounding, something bad, relationship issues, whatever it is, if something that is an issue in my self-concept, low confidence, is making me choose this person, then me working on that thing will change that desire. People who end up being in this position, who end up successfully manifesting their specific person, are people who have really worked on this. Of course, they are afraid, just like everyone else, but they are courageous enough to take that step to know that, you know what, I don't have any time to waste in my life. And if working on myself means that I will let this go, then I will let this go. Because I want to achieve my best self. Again, my end desire is to have my best self. And if that version of me wouldn't want this person, then I wouldn't want this person. And I would work on myself to find it out. They're not escaping anything. There is a common theme that has just started to happen since this concept of manifestation has gotten slightly more, like people are getting more aware of it, is that just like with every concept, it is misinterpreted. A lot of people misinterpret it, right? And because of this word manifestations has been started to be used as a slang. I get a lot of people who, and this guy, I will give you this specific story. This guy came to me and he was asking me that, you know, Karan, I want to manifest this person. And when I asked him why he wants to manifest this person and who this person is, getting into his story, this was a girl that he does not know. He just saw in his stories from one of his friends, and he said, I want to marry her, right? Now, I know that some of you are on the same boat, so this will be a learning lesson for you. Let's understand what we talked about. After going in this guy's situation in detail, what we realized was that this guy was absolutely scared of intimacy. So what better to pick than a person that he does not know and get so attached to her instantly without even knowing this girl. Like, he does not know who this girl is, how she acts, how she behaves. He knows a social media image of this person that this person has projected and has gotten obsessed with her. This obsession also allows this person to not actually deal and get into any real relationships, because if he were to get into a real relationship, he will have to deal with his issues with relationships, he will have to deal with his issues with love, he will have to deal with his issues with perspectives towards intimacy, right? But he was not ready to deal with that, so might as well pick a person which is far away from me right now, because that allows me to actually separate myself from dealing with my fears. This is not something he did consciously. After this guy worked on himself and he started working on his confidence issues, he realized that, oh, I did not actually want that girl, right? But think about if this guy was actually not focusing on growing, and if he would have spent years and years trying to get this girl into his life, right? The motivation behind it, his unconscious beliefs and his subconscious desires, which was to keep him safe from actually getting into a relationship, would have won. So people who end up manifesting their specific people go through this period where they work on themselves and they are open towards the idea that this person might not be it. Because after working on themselves, if they have let go of attachment, they still want this person. It comes from a lot of power. It is something that they are powerfully going into. It's not something that they're thinking, oh, this person, it's just a person. They have depedestalized this person to a great degree, and they start to feel like a normal human being. And one more thing that happens, which is going to be my third point, is that People who end up manifesting their specific people are not instantly just ready to take this person back. And this is very important. I talk to a lot of clients who end up getting their person back. One common theme that I have seen in all of them, none of them are instantly ready to accept this person fully. There is a reason. This is how the cycle goes. So we start, let's say there is a separation, or let's say I want this person, we are in a situationship, or let's say I want to get them back, right? And then after working, and at that time it's just that I want this person. If they come, so it's usually, let's say you have a breakup, and at that time this person had some issues with you in terms of, let's say, the clothes that you wear or the way that you meet your friends. In that moment there is this need that, if this person comes into my life today, I will let go of everything, I will change everything just to be with them, right? That's the perspective. Then when you start working on yourself, the phase changes. Now you start to realize that both people were involved in a relationship, or this person doesn't just get a free pass to be with me because I am also a valuable individual, and they also have to prove to me that they are worthy of me. Just like I am working on myself, they need to work on themselves too if they have to be worthy of me, to be with me, right? I am also not just saying this, I am also constantly working on myself. I'm getting and becoming my ideal self. I'm becoming the ideal version of me, and that ideal version of me deserves someone who is working on themselves too, right? And when this person comes to them, or they have gotten into this place where this person starts to feel like a normal individual because they have depedestalized them, their perspective isn't just about this person anymore, because they are not just getting attention from this one person anymore. They are getting attention from multiple places because they have evolved themselves to that level. So they start to get attention from many people, and they start to realize that, oh, this SP that was coming to me is not this pedestalized figure that I had in my mind. They are not that great. They have some traits which are great, but they are not that great. And they just don't, whenever they come and they decide to come, it's not something that they have instantly, now they just get access to me. If they want to be a part of my life, they will have to prove to me too that they are worthy of that they are worthy of my time and attention, that my time and attention is also valuable. And just because I want them doesn't mean I become a slave to my validation and my a need for attention from them. Doesn't mean I become a slave to my feelings for them. So they evolve from a level where they start to think of situations from a way where their perspective is, this person also needs to prove themselves to me. It's not just the other way around. And that's the truest transformation. Because when you're going at it from that capacity, now you're thinking of things very differently. Now your focus is you and supremely you. Not in an arrogant way, but actually in a very humble way. Because you realize that it took me so much work to get to where I am. And this person just gets access to me. Why? Because they're pretty? Because I have feelings for them? No. They need to earn that. Just like I needed to earn it from them, and I am earning it for myself. So that's these are the three traits that people have who are manifesting their specific person. Now how do they get there depends on situation to situation basis. So it's not something I can advise you here, because every person has a different situation. So apply these things. Try to manipulate yourself into believing you are this guy too, or this person too, who also has this perspective. Focus on that and you will eventually end up getting results.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe and share if you like the video. The link for my one-on-one coaching, my self-help courses, and my free newsletter are in the description box below.